was diagnosed with Crohn's disease in November 2015.
I was diagnosed with Crohn's in 2008.
Ulcerative colitis in January 2019.
In 2019, when I was only 7 years old.
In August 2002, when I was 17 years old.
I don't know what life is like without Crohn's.
This disease can occur at any age and is a lifelong disease without any cure. It's particularly impactful in children because we know that being diagnosed at such a young age, they're going to have a long burden of disease. They're going to have disease over their entire lifespan.
My symptoms were nausea, vomiting, extreme stomach pain,
fatigue, neuropathy, and joint pain, and also back pain.
When I was in 5th grade that I really stopped gaining any weight.
8-year-old me was not too worried about the limitations that the disease could potentially impose. I was more worried about not being able to play tag with my friends.
We see kids admitted to the hospital all the time with complications of this disease, including weight loss and poor growth and anemia, requiring blood products, requiring different medications, reevaluation, and unfortunately often requiring surgery. One of the challenges of treating and really taking care of a lot of kids with inflammatory bowel disease is saying some of the things like, we don't have a cure for this. We don't have a treatment that works in everybody.
I remember my parents reaching out to the Crohn's and Colitis Foundation. You can find resources, educational materials, and really build a family within the Crohn's and Colitis community. And it's a place where you can truly find the support that you need that you might not be able to find somewhere else.
Crohn's and Colitis Foundation has been a vital partner in our pediatric practice.
The foundation provides patients with a platform. Every patient has a voice, but not every patient has a platform.
I'm very grateful for the foundation because they've helped me go through everything, and they've helped me understand that I will be able to enjoy it by helping people with it. I'm not scared anymore.
The research that the foundation is doing is the step in finding new treatments for IBD or a cure for IBD.
The foundation's research is really important because we need a cure.
Good evening, everyone, and thank you for joining us for our 4th annual Evening of Hope benefiting the Crohn's and Colitis Foundation, the Mid-America chapter. I am Eric Page, the Executive Director, and it is my honor to welcome you to the 2021 digital program. Some supporters join us as seasoned Evening of Hope attendees with 4 incredible years of support, or more if you've been to our casino nights. In 2018, we enjoyed an evening in Monte Carlo. In 2019, we felt the magic, and in 2020, we gathered virtually under a starry night. Last year, our world changed in unimaginable ways, and we've continued to feel those effects in 2021. This may be the first large gathering you've been to in the last 2 years, or this may be the umpteenth time that you've gathered virtually in the comfort of your own home. But despite the challenges we've collectively faced, we all come together here tonight for one reason: to ensure that the best is yet to come for our IBD community. I am pleased to report that in those 4 short years, we have raised nearly $820,000 to do just that. By coming together tonight, we have the opportunity to hit the $1 million mark. $1 million in critical funds to support IBD patients and make strides towards a cure. By joining us, you are helping lead the charge in your community in the fight against Crohn's and colitis. So let me ask you, who is feeling like $1 million tonight? The Evening of Hope Committee has a fabulous program in store for you. We are thrilled to be honoring Dr. Amina Nasser, pediatric gastroenterologist from Mercy Hospital, as the 2021 Catalyst for Mission Advancement. She is a remarkable leader who continues to make an incredible impact on the IBD community. We will also have the pleasure of hearing from Drew Hammett, an extraordinary young man and patient of Dr. Nasser, who will share his journey with ulcerative colitis. We encourage you to check out our wonderful silent auction on your phone, which will close at 8:30 p.m. on Saturday, November 13th. Our mobile bidding platform will allow you to bid right alongside our in-person attendees. We also have some fabulous live auction items that are available, including a dinner for 10 with Chef Simon Lusky. Simon is the owner of Revel Kitchen and is also the chef for the St. Louis Cardinals. Adorable Build-A-Bear teddy bears will be placed on the bunks of our 2022 Camp Oasis campers to await their arrival. If you would like to participate in our live auction or our Fund the Mission from the comfort of your own home, please call 646-856-1333 before 6:30 p.m. on Saturday the 13th to organize a proxy bidder. At this time, please let me introduce a video from Chapter Board President Chris Henley. Chris has just undergone a significant medical procedure to help alleviate symptoms of his Crohn's disease. He was able to share a few words with us just ahead of this surgery.
Tonight's a very special moment for me personally, as while you're viewing this, I will be in the hospital with my 8th surgery for Crohn's and colitis. For 21 years, I've battled this disease, and it's a daily battle on many fronts. So I appreciate all your prayers, and thank you for joining us tonight. The reason why it's so important to me is because I've run out of options from a medical perspective for prescriptions, drugs, therapies, and so they're doing a procedure to handle some strictures in my intestines. This is going to require some significant time out of my work, and there's no other choices for me medically beyond this. I need the foundation. I need a cure. And it's events like this that help to raise the money necessary to make this possible. From a personal perspective, I can tell you the impact that this disease has had on my personal journey. 21 years of fighting this disease, it's been tough. All the birthdays where I couldn't go to the events, all the times with my family that I had to sit out, being in the hospital with surgeries, not knowing what's around the corner. It's a lot to handle. Then you start thinking about what life would be like for your kids and what you can do to make things better for them so that they never have to face the same things that I've had to face. It literally keeps me up at night. That's why it's so important that we give back and that we know that everybody here is facing those same challenges. When I think about my kids growing up, I've been thinking lately, what happens if I can't win? And it really gets you down. And you really start thinking about, man, did I teach them all the right things? What would happen if I'm not here? What would life be like for my wife to handle 4 kids, crazy kids? It's a lot. And so I think the work that we do is ever so important, and it has an impact on where all of these battles go moving forward.
Thank you to Christian. Just an update on Christian's well-being since this video was taken. The surgery went well, and he is cheering us on from his hospital bed. May the success of tonight's event contribute to his speedy recovery. Hi, my name's Susan Sengoti, and as a former and current board member of the Crohn's and Colitis Foundation, our involvement goes back many years. My oldest daughter, Jennifer, was diagnosed with ulcerative colitis when she was only 6 years old. The Mid-America chapter fulfilled many of our needs at the time. We participated in education symposiums to learn all we could about the disease and treatments and to network with other parents. Jenny attended Camp Oasis as a youth and became a counselor for the younger campers when she was older. She was able to stop her oral medications a few years ago when a new infusion medication became available. Her disease is now under control due to this new regimen. My then 6-year-old daughter is now 34 years old. She's married, lives in New York City, and runs her own successful fashion business. Her success is a testament to all of you, our donors, who gave our family opportunities through your generous donations, which helped fund educational programs like Camp Oasis and research that led to her new treatment. Thank you.
Good evening, patients, caregivers, supporters, family, friends, physicians, and nurses. My name is Kelly Young, and it's an honor and privilege to co-host this evening's gala along with Susan. I partnered with the Mid-America chapter in 2015, and I'm proudly serving as an active board member today. I am a patient of IBD. At the age of 20, I was diagnosed with Crohn's disease. Life as I knew it was now different, and learning how to manage my new normal was a very delicate balancing act. Now, fast forward 30 years, yes, that makes me 50 years old, my journey with Crohn's disease has had many peaks and valleys. IBD is an ugly disease. Since my involvement with the Mid-America chapter of Crohn's and Colitis Foundation, my journey with IBD has improved. I've learned that allowing myself to be vulnerable in sharing my journey with IBD is helping other patients with their own personal journey. This chapter has afforded me the ability to attend countless patient seminars, have face-to-face conversations with pharmaceutical reps and manufacturers, and I've met many, many physicians and nurses along the way. This chapter continues to supply me with opportunities to find better ways to improve my personal health. Your support and sponsorship is helping patients like me. We all live busy lives, and let's face it, we all have problems. The life lesson I've learned here is that when you give, you get more in return. And boy, have I gotten more in return in the last 6 years. I'm thrilled to say that since May 2019, I was given a clean bill of health, no active disease. I'm 2.5 years into my next diagnosis of being clinically in remission. My children have never known me to be a disease-free mother. We are enjoying my new lease on life. I will passionately continue my involvement with the organization until I hear the words, "We have a cure for IBD." Each of you had a choice this evening, and you chose to tune in and support the Crohn's and Colitis Foundation. Thank you for your support. Now, we want to take a moment and thank our incredible sponsors for their continued generosity and support. Thank you to Centene Charitable Foundation, Gray Bar, Express Scripts, and Edward Jones.
We would also like to thank AbbVie, Takeda, American Family Insurance, Stiefel, and Worldwide Technology. A special thanks to Carroll House Furniture, Mercy Hospital, Steinberg Family Foundation, and St. Louis Children's Hospital. We received over $100,000 in sponsorship funding this year, a truly remarkable show of community support. Thank you. Last but certainly not least, we want to thank our incredible committee who worked tirelessly to ensure tonight's event was a huge success. Your dedication and support knows no bounds. Teresa Seacrest, Brian and Lindsay Glass, and Natalie Hayden, thank you.
We are filled with so much hope. Each dollar has the potential of being the dollar that makes the difference. And tonight, each dollar could be the $1 millionth raised. It's no longer a matter of if, it's a matter of when. Together, here tonight, our potential for impact is limitless.
In celebration of those that are helping make a difference, I am pleased to introduce Dr. Amina Nasser, the 2021 Catalyst for Mission Advancement. Dr. Nasser has specialized in IBD for over 20 years and has a rewarding pediatric GI practice with Mercy Hospital. Whether it is generating awareness, raising critical funds, or providing brighter futures for her patients, Amina truly embodies the mission of the Crohn's and Colitis Foundation by dramatically improving the lives of those living with IBD. It is our distinct honor to recognize Dr. Nasser.
Dr. Nasser is just a ray of light to anyone who meets her. She is the kindest, most genuine person that you'll ever meet.
I love Dr. Nasser's personality. She's just the most outgoing, bubbly person that I've ever met. It really just means a lot knowing that you can go to a doctor that is helping you and just kind of leave feeling energized and rejuvenated and leave feeling like it's going to be okay because somebody has such a positive outlook on life, and most especially in your situation.
She is a fun, loving, full of laughter type of person. She's serious when she needs to be, but also she always looks on the positive side of everything. She never lets me get down, and she has a lot of hope for the future for her patients as well.
We've learned over the years, pediatric disease is more aggressive. It affects these cute little growing people. So what does it affect? Their growth. So their growth gets affected, their mental well-being, which then the workforce is affected later with. So it's a different beast, has to be handled a little more gently and a little more broadly. So that's pediatric inflammatory bowel disease.
Her personality is perfect for working in the pediatric setting. She has even a little badge buddy that is the poop emoji. She dresses up. We have won lots of Halloween contests between Kids GI and our sedation unit at the hospital. And she is just always up to have fun, always in it to do anything that's gonna make the patient's day more enjoyable. She is 100% in every time.
With our care, we are taking them from a unhealthy state, an unworkable, non-functional state, to being their 100%. So somebody who wasn't able to go to school, enjoy life, we want them to do everything they want. They want to be a dancer, they want to be a football star, they want to be a doctor, a lawyer. We are here to help them attain their goals, not just to treat their disease.
There was a point where we thought that I was going to have my colon removed, and that would have been obviously a year of just kind of struggles of multiple surgeries. But I remember throughout that whole process, her overwhelming positivity and her overwhelming care for me as her patient has been one thing that has been incredible, and I'm just so blessed to be her patient because of that.
I've had like so many surgeries, but right now I've had to stop college, which was really a really hard thing for me. I pretty much lay in bed all day, which is not how I normally am. I'm pretty much a person who's like, go, go, go. I have all my disease that has made me super weak. I don't like just being in a room by myself. So I have like a recliner so that I can lay out in the family room with my siblings to spend time with them, especially before I go for my transplant because it's in Pittsburgh. It has impacted my family a lot. We definitely have had to spend a lot of time away from each other, especially now, like with the rules in the hospital of only like 2 people allowed in the hospital. My sister has been amazing and actually helps out with all my stuff, but my brothers, they are more scared of things like when I'm in the ICU, whereas my sister's been there, so she understands it a little better.
My name is Hunter, and I have Crohn's disease. I was tested when I was 3, and I have tummy aches, and I also am sick, and Dr. Nasser makes me feel better, and she makes me laugh, and she is the best doctor.
The challenges faced by these families, and we become part of that family, that medical family, is not just disease, but the mental health piece. So making sure we are addressing, that this little cutie who's a 5-year-old is having blood in the bowels or is vomiting all the time, we fix it fast. Get them feeling better faster so it doesn't have a mental health impact. It doesn't stunt their growth so that they're not the smallest in the class. So that would be some of the challenges, would be the mental health and balancing that with the family. And again, making sure we don't just play prescriber. I have to treat them like, how would I want my child treated?
The Crohn's and Colitis Foundation has been a wealth of resources. One of my favorites, they have the IBD and Me activity book, And it does a wonderful job of breaking it down in a developmental level so that kids have their own comic book with kids that are like them, that have similar struggles. As kids are reading, it role plays how to explain things to their friends if they have to go to the bathroom or they have to miss school for a procedure. It's how they can tell people that and how to not be embarrassed and how to cope with it. Crossword puzzles so they get used to hearing the terminology and understand what these procedures are, what their diagnosis are. And so it's just been an amazing resource for families to have, that they can have open communication and really understand this new life that they're going to have.
Amna's always worked so hard, not just in the clinics or in the hospital. She's really been very generous with her time doing community work and service, volunteering for community events with the CCF and any other events that may involve support for the patients and the family.
Education is where these organizations are our partners. We cannot work prescribe, heal, treat. You have to make aware. Hopefully we can prevent. Hopefully we can find a cure. That is the goal, and we have to do it together. And one of those very respectable organizations is the Crohn's Colitis Foundation of America. I realized that beyond training, there's a piece of education. And we did these camps where we were camp dogs, and we were supposed to do little seminars with children. And then since then, we've done many more camps here in Missouri. We've had Take Steps walks. We've had half marathons. Over the years, we've raised, $100,000 probably, and more than that.
Crohn's colitis is such a big diagnosis for anyone, kids or adults, that it affects them so much and can change their life a lot. So I think finding a cure will help a lot with their symptoms and everything that they have to go through.
Having Dr. Nasser as your physician, if you are a child with IBD, it means that you have someone that is going to be in your corner 100%, and she is going to support you. She's going to help you figure out how to talk to your friends about it at school. She's going to help you understand the importance of why you need to take your medicine, why you need to come in and have procedures. So she's going to make sure that even if you're 5 or you're 15, you're going to understand what this means for your life, how to adapt, how to still thrive and have a successful life.
She is truly a strong driving force, has been, is always going to be a driving force for the betterment of care of children for pediatric IBD.
One thing that Dr. Nasser did that I'm very grateful for was her ability to just give us the peace of mind that no matter what we're going through in the moment, you can still be a kid and it's all going to be okay in the long run.
I would not be here without Dr. Nasser today. She's literally stuck with me from the beginning. I just love her so much that I was like, oh, I want to become a GI doctor one day because I want to help people who have problems like me, but also because she is such an inspiration.
My honor is really being part of thousands of families. That's my biggest honor, I feel, every single day. But getting this honor from CCFA for mission advancement just encourages us. And I want to say thank you to the families. They are the ones living this. And then our teams who are doing all the work, my nurses, my colleagues, my anesthesia teams, everybody who gives them comfort, my child life therapists, who make this all possible in a humane way.
Dr. Nasser truly embodies the mission that the Crohn's and Colitis Foundation has. And when you choose to support this foundation, you are giving these kids hope for a future, that we can find a cure out there and we can help them have the most normal life that they can.
Thank you to Amina for all she does to raise awareness and bring support to the IBD community. What a positive impact she's had on the futures of our young IBD patients. The work she does would not be possible without the investment of the foundation in life-saving research. In 2020, the foundation funded approximately $31 million in research for a total of $400 million since its inception. I would like to highlight the Foundation's exciting pediatric risk stratification study, which uses data from 1,800 newly diagnosed children with Crohn's disease in 28 clinics to identify optimized biological signatures, known as the most accurate in predicting the future of disease course. The risk stratification study is the largest new onset study completed on pediatric Crohn's disease patients. With this information, doctors will be able to determine which medication will be most effective from the beginning instead of by trial and error. The risk study allows the pediatric and young adult patients to get the right treatment at the right time so they can go into remission faster and stay there. These advancements are being developed to help people just like Drew Hammett. Drew is a remarkable 18-year-old living with ulcerative colitis and our 2021 Patient Spotlight. Longtime patient of Dr. Nasser, Drew shares his inspiring journey with IBD.
Growing up as a kid, I was always a very athletic kid. One day I woke up and I just felt terrible. My gut was in pain. We went to my pediatric doctor, and that's when he referred us to Dr. Nasser. She ended up diagnosing me with ulcerative colitis when I was about 11 years old, or about in 5th grade. As a kid, when I'm going through a flare-up, you'd be going to the bathroom every 20 or 30 minutes, which is not fun at all. But at the same time, I think Dr. Nasser had a really good job of just emphasizing that you were going to live through this disease. I had kind of a little to-go bag that she made me collect of like a spare change of clothes in case something bad would ever happen. Stuff like that, to just be like, hey, even if everything goes wrong when you're at school, we have a plan of action to make sure that you're still going to be okay. A lot of people, when they get diagnosed with something new, especially at a young age, they can kind of get caught up in this mindset of, I can't do this because this has happened to me. I can't go to this party because I'm afraid I'm going to have a flare-up at the party. So I think kind of just being able to grow to accept the fact that that's a risk you have to take when you're living with ulcerative colitis, and just kind of managing your symptoms is really kind of what helps get you through. Knowing that you have this chronically and that it's not going to go away has kind of forced me to accept that I have this disease and find ways to live your life just like anyone else would, in a normal way, if that makes sense. My family's been incredibly supportive of me and has walked with me through every step of the process. But I think my mom especially, we have that connection of where we are both suffering through this. My mom was diagnosed actually with ulcerative colitis after I was diagnosed. The Crohn's and Colitis Foundation has a bunch of amazing resources that we've been using in our own family. I know specifically blogs that connect these other family members who are struggling with similar things to patients like me who are just trying to figure out a way of how to live with this disease. My mom has been a super trooper about doing a bunch of research online about treatment options, as well as how the disease has affected other patients and learning from their stories and their testimonies. One thing that we've done is kind of affecting our diet. My mom has been big into researching foods and how different foods can affect the way your Crohn's and colitis can get flared up. And so she's been incredible about looking at the Crohn's and Colitis Foundation website to help bring what's worked for other people into our own home to just kind of see how that's working. The Crohn's and Colitis Foundation has been incredible at raising awareness, giving me the opportunities to tell my story to people. The most important thing about that has been to just help other people realize that they're not alone. There was a Crohn's and Colitis fundraiser at Topgolf, and just the overwhelming support that people were giving me as well as we're giving each other, just to say, hey, here's the deal, we're not alone, we're all going through this together, and that we're going to do everything we can to find a cure for this.
Thank you to Drew for his incredible story and his ongoing advocacy for the Crohn's and Colitis Foundation. I want to thank all of you for donating to our Fund the Mission and to generously bidding on items during our silent and live auctions. Your giving tonight helps children like Drew, Maddie, and little Hunter have access to the best IBD resources available. As a reminder, for those of you with access to a corporate matching gift program, this is a wonderful opportunity to leverage your company program and further the impact of your gift. All gifts given during the Fund the Mission are eligible for matching from approved companies. Thank you in advance for leveraging your gift in this way. What a wonderful evening this has been. Once again, let's thank this year's honoree, Dr. Amina Nasser. Our top sponsors, Centene Charitable Foundation, Gray Bar, Edward Jones, and Express Scripts. Our hardworking committee, and most importantly of all of you for making this possible. If you have won any silent or live auction items, you may contact CCF Director of Fundraising Events, Abby Rosenketter, to arrange receiving your winnings. And now we can officially say we have 1 million reasons why the best is truly yet to come. See you next year, and thank you so much.